What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you a pretty cool video. Six Flags Great America, possible new coasters for 2019 or 2020. I'm kind of trying to theorize which kind of coaster they will be getting within 2019 or 2020, because Six Flags Great America, they've been like the favorites for coasters recently with X-Flight in 2012, Goliath in 2014, or actually since for the past 10 years with Dark Knight, Little Dipper. I mean, those are smaller coasters, but still. But then you get X-Flight, Goliath, and the Joker. So every 2 to 3 years, basically, they have been getting a new coaster, and I feel like that trend will continue. And these are potentially new coasters for 2019 or 2020, and then after that, I will say where in the park will they go. So first we have a launch coaster, and I feel like it doesn't even need to be like on the level of be like a King to Ka size ride where it's super tall, or a Dodonpo which goes like 100 miles per hour, or the fastest launch coaster in the world. But they just need like a nice launch coaster from Premier Rides, like a 60 to 70 mile per hour speed, and it has to have multiple trains as well. I feel like that'd be a nice launch coaster to fit in with Great America, because they don't have a launch coaster like that with just one launch and some pretty cool elements after that, and then the ride's over. They don't really have a ride like that, with the ride starting out with a launch like that, so I feel like that'd be pretty cool. An RMC T-Rex or Raptor would be a nice coaster. My problem with the RMC Raptor is the capacity, because it can only fit like 8 people, and that's a pretty low capacity, and that will be awful because Great America is such a popular park with people going from Chicago and Milwaukee to this park. So I feel like this coaster wouldn't be good, but RMC T-Rex on the other hand would be very good, because it could probably fit 24 riders per train, and it would be on multiple trains. So I feel like with Six Flags Great America's solid operations, and if they don't have lockers, or if they have lockers for this ride, I feel like this coaster would have some pretty efficient operations and overall be very good as well for the ride experience. And my final attraction is a Skyline Attractions Skywarp, and I know Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is getting one of these. I don't know if it's open yet, but it's called Harley Quinn Crazy Coaster. It's basically like a big infinity or figure eight, and you're going through these 2 super loops with these crazy inversions on this train forwards and backwards. It's really cool. Overall, very fun ride. It looks pretty fun. The restraints, though, don't look the greatest, but it still looks like a very cool attraction. And that is it with the possible coasters we could see here. I'm going to head onto Google Maps. We haven't been on here in a while, but we're trying to see which locations we can see it at. And the first one that pops in my head, like before I started recording this video, was this area with roaring rapids inside, and there is tons of room. You have a queue line over here, which would be perfect for the ride, and I feel like the space for it would be very nice, because the Joker didn't take up any space. I feel like an RMC Raptor or a Premier Rides launch coaster would fit very nicely in this area. The only unfortunate thing is that they would have to remove a classic ride here, and I don't know if Great America would be willing to do that for a new roller coaster. But I feel like they would if it's an amazing launch coaster with like 3 inversions and a pretty epic 0 to 65 mile per hour launch in like a few seconds. So if it's something like that, it would be a very fun ride. It wouldn't be anything insane, but it would still be a very nice fit at this park, and people would enjoy it. And with the RMC, I feel like the Raptor would be very nice, and a smaller T-Rex would be pretty good in here. But I feel like with the T-Rex and the Raptor, coasters, I feel like it wouldn't fit that well because they already have a sit-down looper, the Demon. That's why I think a Premier Rides launch coaster would be very nice because it actually has a launch and not a lift hill to start. But overall, I feel like the Premier Rides coaster would fit very nicely, and you can also fit in the Skyline attractions Skywarp into this area. So I feel like any of these rides would be good in this spot where Roaring Rapids is right now. But trying to find other areas, you could possibly fit the Skyline attraction Skywarp inside the Winner's Circle go-karts. They could remove that, but that's an upcharge attraction. It's giving them more money, but which is kind of a negative when you think about it with the budget standpoint. And overall, I feel like it's pretty tough to find any like really good areas besides this area where Roaring Rapids is. Because you would remove 2 water rides potentially if you add your ride next to Loggers Run and Yankee Clipper, which are 2 water rides. Now looking like at other areas of the park, it's very tough to say because a lot of these areas are already filled with attractions, and you have some really good rides like X-Flight and American Eagle and Goliath that aren't going to be removed at all because they're very good. There's always a possibility of Demon being removed, but I doubt that they would do that. Now looking in the Southwest Territory part of the park, I doubt they'll even remove Raging Bull. Viper, I'm not really sure, but it's pretty unlikely. The Victorium Theater, it is possible we could see it over there in this area by the theater. There is a little bit of space over there, but it's kind of a small spot when you think about it compared to the Roaring Rapids area, where there was actually quite a bit of land you could have used for it. But overall, the Victorium Theater would be the second thought of a location. But for me, replacing Roaring Rapids for a new coaster, I would not mind that at all. I feel like it would be if they added a Premier Rides launch coaster or one of these Skyline attractions, Skywarp rides, or an RMC T-Rex, I would be completely fine with it, as they all look like solid attractions. The RMC would probably be the best of the 3, but I feel like the Premier Rides coaster would fit perfectly with this lineup, but who knows, maybe with Six Flags Fiesta Texas, with Iron Rattler, and their new coaster, Wonder Woman Golden Lasso, maybe that will actually be a very cool dynamic duo. Who knows? Maybe Six Flags will learn from that and see if it's possible to add the Raptor at Great America, or if it is a fail. But most likely it will be a success, except for the capacity. But that is all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Can you guys name any other locations where you think a new coaster could go to Great America in 2019 or 2020? Thank you for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more videos. Bye-bye.